Welcome to my toy corner. I've got Buckbeak to take a look at today from the McFarlane Harry Potter Wizarding World action figure series. This figure, as with the rest of them, features some fantastic detail of the Hippogriff himself and stand, an extra set of claws, talons, some great artwork, of course. There's the rest of the series on the back there: Harry, Hermione, Ron, Voldemort. Uh, I've got nothing but good things to say again with all of these figures as I've done the reviews for the sculpting and the painting, even some surprising versatility for what appears to be a very stiff figure. They do have some posability from the waist up on the figures, and then for Buckbeak, we'll find out how he does here. Let's get him open. A couple pieces of tape on the back of the top flap there, right out of the package, or maybe before you even get in the package. The first thing you're probably going to notice is that it doesn't really scale with the other figures. Those McFarlane series are about 7 inches. She's towering over Buckbeak there, unless he's in the even with it on his stand. Obviously, you can tell the difference in the scales. It's not gonna scale with those figures. Again, as I mentioned, all these I think mostly are just pose and display pig uh, toys. I wouldn't suggest like doing anything for a child or anything like that, featuring the delicate nature of the hands and the interchangeable claws. Even the some of the heads of the figures popped off, and the hands are really delicate joints. But got a couple of plastic tabs, lots of tape here. We'll get that taken out so I can pop them out and take a look. There's those extra talons that he comes with. So you got one closed claw and one opened kind of claw. So he pops out pretty easy. The wings are the first thing I'm going to check out. Look at the detail on that. Great paint, great sculpt. You do have some mobility in the front legs. There goes the wings. They're on a pivot, so they kind of go up and down, and they also spin around. Very tight joints. They want to stay right where you put them, so I really did like that. The hand, claw, foot, whatever you want to call them. Those joints, I'm not 100% sure about. It looked like they could have spun further out. It looked like they wanted to twist further than what it would let me. And I was getting to the point where I was bending the plastic, even though there was plenty of joint left that you could see in that. But it just would not. It would not go for me. So sorry about that. There's a little shot of his butt. Did not mean to do that. All right, so I gave up. I didn't want to break him. Obviously, right out of the box, I had two of them that had their heads popped off, and I'm like, I'm not going to press my luck here with these. So I'm going to leave it in, leave it as is. He still doesn't look bad. It's still a good pose. Kind of reminds me of when Harry's flying him across the water there, and the feet touch down. So I definitely can see that being a good pose for the figure if you're just putting it on the stand and then doing the display. Back legs move pretty well, just forward and backward motion, and then the knee joints. Tail also has a swivel. That was cool. A little unexpected there. Again, there's a top view of those beautiful wings, just excellently done. Very, very good sculpt and art. And I think there's a surprise here with the head also, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't think the head would move. I thought that was going to be static, but the head does swivel. So uh, there was kind of a little surprise. It was like you can get a little expression there. Maybe have him look at Harry or whoever. Give Voldemort a dirty look, kick right before he kicks him or something like that. I don't know. As I'm going through the posability here and the different joints and their various operations, I want to talk real quick about that scale that I mentioned earlier. So if you do have the Figuarts Harry Potter series figures, they actually scale pretty well with this guy. So once you get him on the stand, which you'll see, I'm going to struggle with that in a minute. I'll explain that shortly here. But once you do get him on the stand and get him displayed, he actually stands next to those figures pretty well as far as the scale aspect goes. I'm going to show you at the end. So real quick, so I'm going to open up the post and the stand, a couple pieces of tape as usual, and then the stand itself has a little like a dirt stone kind of look. It's actually more stable than I thought it was going to be, especially considering the size of the figure. But so the post went in there pretty well, and he stays pretty stable. However, I did have a problem with this ball joint. It's supposed to go in the hole on the bottom of the figure here, and it wouldn't go in. I was pushing, I was struggling, I couldn't figure out why it's not going in. So ended up taking a closer look at the hole, and you're gonna see. I'm gonna show you what I found. There's some quality control issues with these figures. I would say there's some plastic molding that didn't come out in that hole, so I had to dig all that out. Once I did, I finally got him in, and he like I said, he was very stable and he went on the post pretty well. I did have to force it pretty hard to get in there, but it's ridged. It's got little knobs on it, so it you can move him, and there's a lot of versatility in the posability of the figure itself on that stand. So you can twist him and put him in different angles on the stand itself. So that's nice. Show you one last thing here is that scale. So there's the figure arts. Um, I think he looks pretty good next to it. That's probably how I'll end up displaying it. So there's Buckbeak, the hippogriff. Thanks for watching.